Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Chris from Generate Solar Leads. I want to quickly talk about follow up and the fact that we've all heard this phrase, the fortune is in the follow up. I just wanted to show you why that is. Okay, so lots of people will complain that the sort of leads they get, if they're going to spend like 50 quid a lead, 20 quid a lead, whatever, the leads a week. You've seen that Glengarry Glen Ross sister part where he's talking to. But where the actor's telling the leads, the leads a week, no, you're weak, all that kind of stuff, right? So probably the reason is they're not following up properly. So realistically, when you get a lead in, you obviously need to be followed up as soon as they come in, right? So we'll talk about kind of leads that we send our clients first of all, and we'll talk about the automation side of things in a minute. Okay, so initially, right, if you're a solar rep, you're buying leads from us, you're buying them at 950 quid. And say you're kind of a very average kind of guy, and your initial during the initial kind of prospect you're calling those leads, you're going to book 5 initial appointments within that kind of first week, right? So that means you're going to leave 5 behind, right? So you're going to spend 950 quid on leads, $95 a lead. You're going to get 5 appointments out of that. Sounds great, right? So 50% of those turn into appointments. It's great. Usually, to be fair, it's probably more like sort of 6, 7 of those initially on those first kind of calls. If you're picking them up on the on within kind of the 5 minutes as soon as we send them to you, or you're just relentlessly calling them, right? So you're going to turn those 10 leads into 5 appointments. All right. So you're going to get out of those 5 appointments. Realistically, if you're kind of a 30% closer, you're going to be closing 2 of those, right? It's a roundabout. The math isn't quite there. So let's say you close 2 of those. And say you're making £1,000 a job, $1,000 a job, you're making $2,000 right there in your commissions, right? So that's pretty good. You're going to spend $950, you're going to make $2,000 just straight off the bat, just by calling these guys straight away. And that's, you're going to get your 10 leads per week, kind of minimum, probably 20 you want to be doing. So you're going to do $4,000. You can scale it from there if you've got anything in a team. You're going to be hitting, 4 weeks in a month. From here, you're going to be doing $8,000 a month. Not a bad shout for your kind of initial, kind of beginner, beginner kind of guy. But what you really want to do is you really want to follow up with the rest of them, because the thing is, right? So if you're going to be, each of these leads is potentially worth $1,000, right? So there's potential for you to, spend 950 and take 10,000 back, right? All of these people have reached out or have filled in a form, okay? They do not go on the lot unless they want to buy, as is said, right? So if someone fills out a form saying I'm interested in solar, 7 out of 10 interested in solar. Here's my phone. Here's my electricity bill. All that kind of stuff that we qualify guys for and qualify the homeowners for. If you leave 5 of those on the table, you're potentially leaving $5,000 just right there. Okay, so that is $5,000 that you haven't got. Okay. Same with here, right? So say you close those 2, you're leaving 3,000 on the table. Okay, so that's coming from there. Okay, so you're going to get your 10 leads. You're going to have 5 there. You got 5,000. So essentially, if you close those 2, you've got 8,000 there, right? So your fortune's in the follow up, the $8,000. Okay, you might not close 1 or 2 of those. That's fine. We know that not everybody's closable. Even if they fill out, they might have. Might have spoken to someone else since you got the lead. If you haven't followed up with them quick enough, they might have reconsidered. Heard something on the news that solar's rubbish and it doesn't work, or all this kind of stuff that's kind of on Facebook or whatever, right? So what you need to make sure of is that you follow up with these guys, okay? And I'm not talking about kind of your initial phoning them as soon as you're going to phone them like 3 or 4 times in that first day to make that appointment. Because what if they don't really want an appointment that week, right? It's really busy. It's Christmas time coming up. They don't want an appointment that week, but they want to speak to you in the new year. But the ad's been in front of them, so so it's there. Okay, doesn't mean they're not interested. They are interested. They've told you they are. They want to book an appointment for the new year. But you, being a lazy solar rep, is probably going to just go, oh, actually no, their leads a week. You can complain to your lead generator, and all they're going to say is, nope, they filled out the form. They said they're interested. They're there are 7 out of 10, there are 8 out of 10 on these people. There's verified phone numbers, you've spoken to them, all this kind of stuff, right? So what you need to be doing is following up with these guys. And I'm not talking about, like I said, I'm not talking about like the initial thing. You want to be making sure that they are followed up with after that month. So you can stick them in your CRM, you can put a note to give them a shout in kind of a month's time. You can put that appointment in, whatever, and call them in a month's time. That's fine. But what you should be doing as well as this, right, is you should be automating your follow-up. Okay, so you don't want to be sitting there in your CRM one day and going like, oh God, I've got to follow up this guy, having loads of tasks, right? So you got to be closing business all the time, right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to be worrying about your follow-up. So you need to be automating that, right? So all these people, all these 5 people initially who have said, yes, I'm interested in solar, they should be getting something like your some information about solar. They should be getting your brochure. They should be getting kind of, some information about why solar is going to save them, save them loads of money. Or why it's great for the environment, all this kind of stuff that we know. Solar's a no-brainer, right? We need to, but some people need a bit more persuading. And if they're not on that appointment there and then, that's fine. You can send them an automated follow-up, stick them in your email sequence, and get them and book it later on. Because the thing is, what's going to happen, right? They have been interested in solar, and what happens if someone comes knocking on the door and offers them solar? Well, they might be in a position where they want to go then. Alternatively, what they might do is they might go, actually, that nice guy I spoke to originally is going to actually help me with my solar, so I'll think of him then and I'll give him a call. Right? That's one scenario that could happen. What if in kind of a month's time, or a couple of weeks' time, see someone on the news, it was electricity bill comes in, it's another 20% higher than it was last month, and he goes, right, that's it. I'm going to do solar. Who is he going to think of? Or who's she going to think of? He's going to think about the rep. He's been sending a really lovely email saying, hey, thanks for your time. Here's some really cool information about solar. Really looking forward to speaking to you in the new year. All this kind of stuff, right? Sending them a nice, simple kind of newsletter, sending them a video about solar, sending them kind of, some really cool information. So you're not just the sales guy who's just, the killer after that initial. Because at the end of the day, that sales killer, yeah, they might be knocking out $3,000 out of that. But if they're not concentrating on the 5,000 here, that is $5,000 worth of business right there. They're interested. They're ready to go. They're interested in solar. They're qualified. They're homeowners. They've got an electricity bill of $150. All that kind of stuff. They should be ready. Okay. Similarly with these guys, right? If you can't close on the first call, perfectly fine. Doesn't matter. They've got to this stage, right? They've made an appointment with you. They're interested. You need to be making that automated follow-up. Okay. So, like I said, automation is the key. I want to show you something that we can do really cool that we do with us. Okay, so here's something called Connect Lead, and I'm going to give you a link below. And if you're interested in really kind of having a look at Connect Lead, I want you to and actually automating this. So actually, these people, instead of going, oh yeah, it's $3,000 lost, these people are then going to be like, oh, actually, we're ready to go again. Right. So these guys are back in here. They're making appointments with you. Okay. You put three appointments in there. You close another one. It's another 1,000. You're not going to spend any more on leads. You're going to have 1,000. These ones down here, these are ripe. These are going to be amazing. These leads. Okay, they're going to go. Okay, you're going to follow those over the next 3 or 4 months, and they're going to go in there. Okay, five leads turns into 2 sales. Okay, that is literally just by sending a few emails, getting that automated system going, get it over kind of the next 6 months. They should be receiving emails, not necessarily all at once. Drip feeding emails over the 6 months. You should have an entire, and that's what we do, right? So we show our reps that we get them to a 6-month follow-up sequence all the way through. That's all written in Connect Lead. So what we're going to do is, what I'm doing at the moment is we're having a deal with Connect Lead at the moment, where if you buy the media package, then you can you get all the sequences, all the 6-month sequences, all the automation, all the verification, and also the video library where we're going to show you how to build your own leads. And generate your own leads, and we've got sales scripts in there, all that kind of stuff, and that's all included. So what we need to do, if you really like this and you really like this video, is actually just click the link below, and it will send you over to my calendar. I want you to book a call, and you'll and see how it can work for you. Okay, so do that right now. If you book a call, I'll show you exactly how this works. I'll show you the numbers and the actual results that you see, and also how you can actually turn this 2 into a 3, and how you can turn this 3 into another 1. And how you can turn these 5s into there. So instead of having 2,000 at the end, you should be really hitting about 6,000 or 7,000 out of those leads within the first few months. Okay, so you're not going to be just hitting $2,000 a week. You're going to be hitting your 8-10 grand a week, really, really, really smashing it and hitting your goals. All right, so hit that button below, hit that link, and I'll see you on a call. Thanks.